actually, I don't. It took me a minute to even want to come out with this book because I knew he was against it. So I said, all right, I'm not gonna put it out. But then the circumstances of him going his way, I'm going my way. I sit and I talk to a couple of people, which I got a good surrounding team who say, man, listen, you need to do what you got to do. So because everybody is only thinking about them and their careers, and or so be it. So I got to think about me. Um, so far as just the book, that's the only time that I'm even thinking about prison or any of that stuff. Otherwise, that I don't think about any of that at all. But but I will say though, I take my head off to the guy who is sitting in prison doing 30, 40 years or never getting out, and they got certain family members, as far as like women, mother, wife, or whatever, is in another cell on the yard, and he's sitting back like I'm a real guy because he didn't do what he had to do to free his family members. I take my hat off to that guy because when being a drug dealer, you got to be cold hearted. You have to be cold hearted, and like you said in the beginning, ain't no fair game in anything. So you got to be really cold, and I wasn't built for that. I wasn't built for that. So like I said, I take my hat off to that guy.
Well, that's real. I mean, you got to be honest with yourself, and not everyone's built for this game. I've told the story a few times. Uh, my stupid ass decided to go buy a kilo with a guy I know. Uh, back in the late '90s, and I got ripped off. For $17,000 off the rip. And I remember I was mad. I was mad for a long time until I remember I mentioned this in my interview with Freeway Ricky, and he said, "Well, if he didn't rip you off for that kilo, you would have ended up in prison."
True.
And it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I'm like, "Damn, you're right.
And it
If
cost you
if we had
$17,000.
successfully, yeah, that $17,000, with a kilo of cocaine, which is a full blown felony."
Yeah.
And I can say this because it's way past the statute of limitations, and I never said his name or anything. It's like, had we successfully flipped that kilo and bought 2 more kilos or whatever, I could have ended up with 30 years. And my life has been great since then. $17,000 ain't shit to me these days. That's a nice vacation. Uh, I wouldn't trade that for a week of my life, much less 30 years.
I know
So
that's right.
it all kind of has to, you really have to put everything in perspective,
Yeah.
and you have to realize, at that point, I 100% realized I'm not built for the drug game. I'm not built for the illegal game. Let me just go back to doing regular legal work, and that's where I'm going to make my name. And it worked out great since then. It took a long time, but not everyone's built for this drug game. Most people are not. It's not designed for you to win. It's designed for you to lose. It's designed for the feds to win. The feds are going to win, and they're going to bring down everyone with them. And listen, I'm glad that you're out. I'm glad that you're healthy. I'm glad with your wife and your daughters, you have a legitimate business. You could grow it slowly but surely. You don't have to worry about looking over your shoulder. You don't have to worry about getting killed. You don't have to worry about your family getting kidnapped. You did your time and you walked out of it. And with your upcoming book, 384 Months of Sacrificial Lamb, you should be allowed to tell your story just like you're telling your story now. I wish nothing but the best for you.
Yeah. Like I said, I want to thank you for the platform. You know,
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But keep doing your thing. I'm looking forward to actually reading the book. And, possibly in the future, you and Pusha T and No Malice might reconcile whatever you have differently. They're absolutely going to watch every second of this interview.
of course. Of course.
I've interviewed both of them before. They're very familiar with the platform, as well as the whole re-up gang, and I'm sure Pharrell is going to watch it, and everyone else like that. So I think it's going to make an impact, and whatever message that you're looking to send will absolutely reach the people you're trying to send it to.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, Tony Gonzalez, man, appreciate you coming in.
All right.
No doubt, man. Peace.
All right. Thanks for that.